Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And what I want to share with you today is all about couponing. Should you coupon? How often to coupon? How much? Because you're probably getting some people to ask you questions about couponing if your product or service is getting some traction. So let me share with you some thoughts and insights about couponing. All right, so if we look at couponing in general, there's a lot of people out there that want couponing, especially if you're offering, let's say, a course, ebook. A lot of people these days, they want things for free, right? And you have to give certain things away for free in order to attract the customer because you want either the opt-in, you want their email address, and then eventually you build them up as a customer or client. And it's just a building block to continue to move forward. And that's all fine and dandy, but what happens when you start getting a ton of people asking you for coupons? So let's say you have a course here and people ask, hey, do you have a coupon? Can I get a coupon? Is there another deal or discount? So what I found and discovered over the years is that some people are really, they'll just buy straight out your product because they want it. There's enough value packed into that product. Other people are looking for a deal. So these people, they're good customers still to have, but they don't mind a deal. And then you have some coupon heavy users where ultimately they only buy on coupons. And these are not always the best customers and clients to have. So you kind of have these three levels. And of course, there's little in-between levels there as well. So what you want to do is pack enough punch or value into your product or service to where people just buy it. But of course, in things like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, New Year's specials, Christmas Day, all those kinds of sales where you have a lot of things you compete for, you have to understand that you yourself as a business, the more that you coupon, the more that you're training your customers to look for coupons and wait on their purchase for a coupon. Now, in my business, we don't really coupon all the time. We just do discounts or promotions during the launch. That is typically the big thing. And once here and there, we'll throw in some coupons, especially for older customers that have been with us for a while to continue their education, to keep pushing them forward because they've already invested in us. So we'll go ahead and invest in them. But initially, the first-time customers, to give them a coupon, I understand that sometimes you have to play to acquire that first customer or that first-time customer. But if you're training people to constantly get coupons and discounts, you're going to do yourself a disservice because then they're just waiting for that coupon. And the one big issue I always found myself is that when we go ahead and buy things on a coupon or discount, if I went ahead and bought a software program that had a 30-day money back guarantee, and all of a sudden I went ahead and purchased it, and it's been 60 days later, and now I see it on sale for 50% off, and I'll email the company and say, hey, I just bought this maybe 30 days ago, and basically 30 days. If I would have got it just 30 days later, I would have had the coupon 50% off. I would have paid half price. And your current customers aren't going to like that. And for me, it's like, hey, I feel like I paid double. I feel like I got ripped off. So you have to think about when you are couponing, how are your current customers going to feel as well? So that can also create bad feelings and emotions for people that actually paid full price. It can lead them to become more like an unhappy customer rather than a good or positive customer. Now, if you look at our courses over here, so here's one of our courses, and you go ahead and get started. So we do still have some coupons here and there. So here's one, for example, more input 8 is the coupon code. You can see we'll apply the coupon code, and it does remove some money from that course. So there are some coupons that we do leave up for, let's say people attended a webinar, class, a coaching session, gives them some insight to continue their education. We do have coupons. But ultimately, you have to watch that fine balance between couponing and over couponing, where people are just expecting to always buy on sale. In that case, why don't you just hike the prices of everything and then you're just always couponing? Because that's the other business model that you could take. So really the other approach is, let's just say normally you have a product that's $3.95. Well, you could just normally sell that to those kinds of buyers and you're paying $3.95 and you're training them, hey, well, we don't really do a lot of coupons, so that's the normal rate. But on the other hand, if you have a coupon type of people that constantly want coupons, well, you're probably going to have to hike your prices, $4.95, $5.95, but then constantly just give coupons. And even though they might in the end pay still that $3.95, they may feel better because they're saving anywhere between $100 and $200. So it's their feelings that you're taking into account. So this is the way the game is played, and understand that if you're the business owner dealing with the coupons, or understand that if you're a purchaser. If you're constantly asking for coupons and you're a coupon heavy person looking out for a deal, that's just the way nature works in business. And sometimes you'll be ahead, and other times, like me, you might not be ahead, where you go ahead and buy it, and then 60 days or 90 days later, that site has a coupon and deal, and now you might feel like, I just missed out and I lost out on that purchase price. I just paid double or more for what it really was. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this video helpful, insightful, and gave you some things to think about when it comes to couponing. If you're just always couponing, then just raise your rates a bit, and then it'll go ahead and average things out. But if you're not couponing that often and you're not giving your customers coupons, then in the end, it saves you a little bit of time from setting up all these coupons, and you're training your customers that not to expect coupons all the time. Where it is really just depends on what type of customer you have. If you have really, really thrifty customers, you probably need to do a lot of couponing. If you have customers that have some money, some value to spend, and you have a really good value in your product, then you probably don't need to create as many coupons, and it saves you time from creating those coupons. So I hope this gives you some things to think about. In the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel or get some freebies at our website at backstageincome.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.